Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. Here we are again on the next lovely morning. So this vehicle was parked at approximately 4:30 p.m. one day. It is sat for 2 nights. I recently did a video that goes for about 10 minutes with a fair bit of detail on these batteries, so this one's going to be a lot shorter. I just wanted to show you the next night, overnight again. As I said, we're not dealing with the hottest temperatures this time of the year, but it's still a fridge running as if you've parked the car one day, could be say like a Friday afternoon, and if it hasn't been driven at all, this would be Sunday morning 10 o'clock. The vehicle is parked under a shade sail, but as I pointed out, this is 10 o'clock in the morning, right? The sun goes across that way all day this time of the year, so the sun's hitting the vehicle all day, keeping it warm in there. I just want to show you, see, fridge still nice and cool in there. 1 degree, of course it's in the morning, the car hasn't warmed up yet, so it's only 11 degrees. This battery will probably come up a bit more, but currently sitting on 12.2 volts, so that's, what's that, probably about 40 hours, 42 hours, 42 hours running a fridge. And there's some other, see that, like those USBs, see the little blue light, the voltmeter itself, there's quite a few of those through the vehicle, and they do use a bit of power as well, because even when the fridge is off, the voltage does drop down, you know, 0.1 point, it does slowly drop down. So be aware of that, guys. If you park the vehicle for weeks, you can have a drain on the batteries with these little points that have got the little lights. It's only small, but it all adds up over time, and your battery's not full anymore. Best way to keep your battery full is to keep it fully charged. And don't be no misconceptions here. This is a test we're doing at the moment, just like as if we're camping. It's kind of we're checking our own battery to see if it's going to do the job when we go camping next week kind of test, and share some information for you guys. But don't, you know, no misconceptions. As I've said before, we also have a charger built into this vehicle, right? There it is there. It's mounted up on the side. It plugs into that power board there. I've pointed this out before. The fridge, see the grey lead? That plugs into the power board as well. There's the grey lead, right? It's not plugged in at the moment. You can see the power board plug right there. It hasn't been plugged in for 2 days. The point I like to make is, look after your batteries, okay? So when you're not using it, plug it in, and that's what we do with this vehicle. Don't let your battery run down. Don't think that you've got a dual battery setup, you can leave your fridge running all the time through summer and park in the hot sun, and it gets up to 60 degrees in your car, and you can drive to work and back 20 minutes, half an hour each way, or even 40 minutes or an hour, I don't care. Not enough driving and charging to keep the battery full. You're going to kill your batteries, and you're going to be the one complaining these batteries are crap, whichever sort of battery you're using, okay? Be aware, you do need to look after your batteries. What's that blue speck in the middle? Is that on my phone screen or what? Right in the middle of the picture, there's a blue dot. Anyway, it doesn't matter, guys. There's a short one. If you didn't see the first part of the video, check that out. It goes for about 10 minutes. I think it's called "These Batteries Are the Best" or something like that, because in my opinion, they are the best in so many ways. Now, someone will want to disagree or argue and say, oh, these are better because of that, or these do this. Pros and cons of every aspect, okay? So overall, in my opinion, these Optimas, they are the best. I'm quite happy with them, and I won't be changing. We are testing a Century Dual Force in another vehicle, and I'm not going to talk about that for years, probably. Give you some feedback as soon as I've got anything for you. 12.2 volts. These voltmeters are very accurate. That's what it is. Okay, that's with a fridge no load. Okay, the fridge compressor isn't running at the moment. Let's fire it up. Let's fire it up to see it drop. It'll probably go down to even 11.8 maybe. Of course, it's got a load on it. It's normally going to drop about 0.4, somewhere around there. There you go, 11.9. Anyway, turn it off again, then it'll recover again. See, so understand that about your fridge as well. When the compressor's cutting in and cutting out, is two different. You're going to get 2 different voltage readings, okay? Because you've got a load there. And don't get me wrong, there's a load there all the time with those lights, but it's very small. It's not going to affect that voltage too much. The longer this sits here, the higher the voltage is going to go, because the battery is recovering naturally. And the longer the load's on it full, like that compressor running, the more it's going to drop down, obviously, because it's draining the battery each time. I'll say it again, the best way to look after and keep your batteries is full. So if you're not driving the vehicle, get that charger onto it. We did another video not that long ago saying if you're not driving the vehicle and you're kind of storing it, you need to you know, make sure it's on a charger. Alright guys, like always, give us a thumbs up, some comments about questions, or you can even just say thanks like a lot of people do. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We've got heaps more information coming your way. Take it easy. Have a good day guys, see ya. Okay guys, so that was 10 o'clock in the morning roughly, I think. That day the vehicle got driven twice. Once at around 1 PM for an hour, and again around 3 or 3:30 PM for an hour. And it was parked in this position where it is now that day. Right, so here it is here. It's been parked in the sun. So it got parked yesterday. That day was yesterday. It got parked here at about, I think it was about 4:30 in the afternoon. It hasn't been moved or driven today. Sat in the sun all day. Again, it was only about 18 degrees, but the sun's what makes all the difference. So I just want to show you the where the battery's at after. So I hope you understand. So watch, if you haven't already, watch part 1 of the video. I'm just trying to show you these Optimas, what they last like. So again, at the moment, compressor not running. I'll just be quiet for a minute so you can hear that. Voltage 12.5 volts, right? So that's the voltage the auxiliary battery's got in it. After, you could say that's 3 nights, but with yesterday we ran the car 2 hours. We'll call it 2 hours driving. There was no idle time. It was started up, it was driving. It was probably just under an hour, but I'm being, I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. So an hour each way. It was parked for about 2 hours at our destination and then driven back again. So from one day to the next, and then obviously to the next, with a drive yesterday, and then parked, so overnight again, and then all day in the sun, still 12.5 volts. I'm just trying to point out that Optima batteries at 5 years old, when reasonably looked after, but also punished in use as well, they just work really well, Now, I just want to be, on this final note, I'm going to shut up about these batteries for a while. I just really like them, so I want to tell you about them. But on what I'm going to say is, as I said, it might be a sunny day, and the sun's just gone down over there, right? And that crow is always out there talking. Anyway, it might be a sunny day, but it's Melbourne this time of the year. It's less than 20 degrees, but it's not all about the temperature. As I said, it's got a lot to do with the sun on the vehicle. If you're using bigger fridges, and if you're using them in hotter conditions, running them as freezers and stuff like that, results may vary. But for a 40-litre fridge used like this, with a battery that old, looked after like that, these are the results I wanted to share. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe. We've got more important information from experiences from touring the Outback in Prados and working on these vehicles for years. Give us a thumbs up if you got something out of that, and feel free to put your questions in the comments, and we'll keep that in mind for future videos. Thanks for watching. See ya.